I just kept going, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna fall. And then we hit like halfway down this hill. I just float off the board. Like it's just over. Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm back with another Storytime Sunday for you guys today. Hope you guys are doing alright today. Got another good story for you guys today. Really excited to share this one. This one's actually pretty crazy. There's nothing like bad that I did. Actually, I just did some really stupid stuff. But yeah, this is definitely one of my more life-altering stories, especially. But anyways, I'll just get right into it just so you guys can, yeah, I don't want to waste your time. So this all started about 4 years ago. It was my freshman year of high school. Back then, when I was a freshman in high school, I used to just love skating, bro. Like, I used to do a lot of downhill skating, skate in my neighborhood and stuff like that. It's really hilly, especially, so I used to just go and skate out pretty much, I guess. I try to do tricks, but man, tricks are difficult. I could only really manage doing like an ollie, and like I couldn't even do like a pop shove it. But yeah, I guess people that actually skate know what I'm talking about. But it's difficult, man. I used to downhill skate a lot, and so I would always go down just the steepest hills I could because I always wanted to go like really fast. It really didn't matter like that much until I got to this hill usually. So this hill that I went on, I'll put it in the video actually. This hill is like right near my home, but it's really steep and it's really long. So this thing probably spans about like a fourth of a mile, and it's about like a 50 to 60 degree drop. So it's pretty steep. I'll put the Google Earth like thing in here, but like honestly, it doesn't even do it justice. It's a lot steeper than it looks like there. So the backstory to this is 2 weeks ago, I actually went down this hill, and like made it down this hill, but like I barely made it. Honestly don't even know why. I was thinking in my head, I was like, yo, this was fun, like let's do it again, because it really was like a safety issue because I don't wear like knee pads and elbow pads and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, any skater, most skaters would be like, bro, you don't need that crap. Like, there's no reason for you to wear safety gear or like a helmet, stuff like that. So I never did. Yeah, so it all came down to this freaking Saturday. I think it was a Saturday morning for sure. I literally don't know what got into my head this day, but I was like, let's go down it again. The first time I did this, I just kind of sat on my board and then just let it take me down and coast me down. This time, being the freaking dumb idiot I just freaking decided, oh, let's just go full speed down the hill and then see how fast I can get. So, I mean, usually it would sound fine, right? But here's the issue with this, alright? So, my skateboard was just not prepared for this at all. Like, not at all. So, there were two things that were specifically wrong with my board. So, the one thing is on where the wheels are attached to like the little metal piece or whatever, we call those like trucks. They're usually attached to the board. So usually you tighten them up to have them keep the board stiff. So like when you move your feet back and forth on the board, it'll turn the board. But if you tighten them up, it's gonna move the board or turn it less. So that way you don't, like, if you're going down hills or something like that, or you're just skating straight, like, you don't really necessarily need it, you know. But I always ended up loosening mine a lot just because I would always like turn and stuff, and I'd be on the street and I'd be like, oh, I want to turn back around or something. So I had mine pretty loose. But when I started going down this hill, like my board just started wobbling. Like it was moving like just like left and right, left and right, left and right. And I was like trying to just stay as calm as I possibly could and stay as still as I possibly could to keep my board from shifting like that. But holy crap, like it was so loose that like it didn't matter. Like I was just moving like that, even though I wasn't moving my body. And so that was the first issue. And then the second issue was the wheels on my skateboard. On traditional skateboards, the ones that you see people like using at skate parks and stuff like that, and like X Games and crap, have these really hard wheels. The hardness of them are what make them really good for like skating on like an actual rink or whatever, skateboarding. I forgot what like a skate park, pretty much. For downhill skating, for things like longboards, as you guys probably know, you see a lot of people like on the streets and stuff like that. They have these things called polyurethane wheels, which are definitely a lot better. They're made of rubber instead of like really hard plastic. So you can maneuver a lot more. They're also a lot bigger, so you get grip on the ground instead of wobbling like my freaking dumbass did. So that was the second issue with it, and it made it even worse because I was doing this on the sidewalk. I don't know why I did this on the sidewalk. Honestly, I should have just did it in the street if I was gonna do it, because I was hitting every bump. So all you hear is like that, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm just freaking going down this hill just praying for my life at this point, because I'm like, my trunks aren't tight, I'm wobbling around, I can't stop myself from doing this. I keep hitting the sidewalk like bumps, and I can just feel every single one of them as I'm going down. So I eventually get like a fourth of the way down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. I'm like praying at this point. I'm like, dude, I'm about to fall. Like, please, I just want to get out of this, and I'm never going to do it again. And knowing if I did it the first time and I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, I almost died, but it's cool. Like, I did it again, I would have did it again. But yeah, so I kept going, and I was just getting faster, faster, faster. I mean, at this point, I was rolling at like 25, 30 miles per hour at this point. And so I just kept going, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall. And then we hit like halfway down this hill. I just float off the board. Like it's just over. Like I slip off my board, and I just hit the ground, and I just start rolling. And I was like, oh gosh, bro, I'm about to die. Because the way the street is set up, and you guys will see it in here, is the sidewalk is right here, and right to the right of me when I went down this hill is literally a street. Like where cars are coming up the street. So I was like, bro, I am probably about to die at this point, because if I roll off of the sidewalk and go into the street, or my board goes into the street, either my board's taking a hit and I'm about to pay some serious money for that, or I'm about to freaking pay with my life because I did something really stupid like this. And so thankfully, I don't know how, it was probably by God's grace and mercy, honestly. I rolled like 5 or 6 times on the sidewalk and landed in the grass somehow. I really don't know, because I literally just lost control of my body at that speed. So I finally, yeah, the freaking me crashing into ridiculous stuff, pretty much, or whatever the fallout of it was. I got back up, and I just had scrapes everywhere. I remember I had scrapes all over my elbows, all over my knees, all over my knuckles. There was some over my face. Actually, I don't think there weren't any over my face. Surprisingly, there weren't any over my face. I would think that would be the first place, but there were some all over like my hip and like my freaking butt. Dude, I was like, how did I get one on my butt? But I was like, it was bad, because when I did this, I literally did this in shorts. So like, I just tore everything up. Like, I did not care, apparently, and I was like, this was so stupid of me. Like, why would I wear shorts on something like this? Like, it was so dumb. So I remember going home, and I was just shaking, man. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is terrible. Like, it was a really crappy experience, honestly, just because you feel like pain, but you know it's like numb pain, you know, like when the pain goes away, but you can still, like, you still have that kind of sensation of like your body's trying to heal it up, or like keep you from like feeling the pain. Like, I just felt that everywhere in my body, and it was terrible, because like I went back home, I got cleaned up, but man, it sucked for like the next 2 weeks after that. I didn't go out and like do anything, because I had band-aids, like I had scars freaking everywhere, and I was like, some places were just huge, and I had like a freaking band-aid, and I was like, bruh, it was miserable. That was for sure. It was really miserable. Yeah, that happened for about 2-3 weeks before all of it ended up healing up finally. And yeah, but yeah, I remember going back to my home to my mom, and she was like, why are you freaking out so much? I'm like, I got scars everywhere. She was like, man, you just need to tough it up. So be a little bitch. I was like, oh my gosh. But that's definitely black people's parents for you at that point, you know. Definitely did make me tougher for sure. But, you know, to this day, I still actually have a lot of the scars, especially like on my knuckles and stuff like that as well. Those haven't gone away. You can still see like the pigment changes and stuff, or the pigment difference in my skin tone or whatever. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. This one is kind of hard to explain. I don't know. I feel like I'm okay at telling stories, but I want to really make a lot more of them so I can be a little more clear on what I'm saying. And it doesn't help that I'm having all these freaking allergy issues. I really want to go to the doctor, but at the same time, I feel like it's not really a good idea because that's probably the place where I'm gonna be the most prone to getting corona. So I'm like kind of avoiding it right now until some of these cases start to trickle down, and then I'll probably end up going to the office, see what I can do. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one was kind of a long story. I didn't think it was going to be this difficult to explain, but it feels like kind of a handful to talk about. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.